Welcome to A Course of Love book group, written by Perron, First Receiver. Tonight, we begin the Treatises of A Course of Love, Book 2, a treatise on the art of thought, the First Treatise. And so chapter 1 of this part begins in my book on page 206. Chapter 1, the first instruction. So I'm not sure who will join us yet tonight. We'll see. And I will begin reading. So settle in with something to drink. And here we go. Chapter 1, the first instruction. A split mind does not learn, for a split mind is incapable of giving and receiving as one. A split mind does not rest, for it can find no peace. A state of peace is a prerequisite of giving and receiving as one. Any state other than that of peace is conflicted by the desire for peace and the ways in which peace is seen as being approachable. Peace is seen as being outside of one's being, and the means are sought for the union of being with that which will provide for peace. Knowing not what this is the source of conflict and of all seeking. No one seeks for what they already know how to find, or for what they already believe they possess. While A Course of Love has led you to a state of wholeness of mind and heart, or wholeheartedness, your realization of this state of being requires further guidance. Thus, this treatise will attempt to give specific examples of what to look for as your learning continues, or how to identify wholehearted responses from those of split mind. Its further purpose will be to identify the service that you can provide once your wholeheartedness is completely realized. The first instruction I give you is to seek no more. All that you are in need of knowing has been provided within A Course of Love. That your learning does not feel complete is not a failing of this course or of yourself. That your learning does not feel complete is a result of forgetfulness which is the opposite of mindfulness. Your further learning then is learning based on mindfulness or remembering. A course of love has provided you with what you need to know, which is the function of all coursework. This does not mean that you have acquired the ability to live what you have learned, only that you are ready to. The very word remember, as well as the concept of memory, implies mindfulness and the ability to reproduce or recall both what has been learned and what has been previously experienced. This reproducing and recollecting are acts of creation. They do not bring back a reality that once was, but transform that reality into a present moment experience. It is in the present moment experience memory provides that truth rather than illusion can now be experienced and learned from. It is in the present moment experience that you will receive the blessing of being able to respond differently to love. All that you have experienced in truth is love. All that illusion provided you with was nothing. Thus, your first task, as you remember and re-experience, is that of separating illusion from the truth. This act will require no effort, for what you have learned in this course has prepared you for this. As each situation that reenacts a previous learning experience arises, you will, if you trust your heart, be perfectly able to identify illusion and truth. This is a simple act of recognizing meaning. All that you believe you learned from illusion will have no meaning to you now, and will allow you to give up any remnants of false learning you acquired. All that you learned in error from identifying love incorrectly will be relearned as love is properly identified. Although I have just instructed you to trust in your heart, your reunited mind and heart will now be called to act in unison. That a course of love instructed you little in the mechanics of the mind was consistent with the theme and learning goals of this course. The mechanics of the mind can in truth be left behind now as we concentrate rather on the art of thought. The mechanics of the mind were what engaged you in so many daily battles that you became almost too weary to continue. The mechanics of the mind were what were in need of being overcome in order for you to listen once again to the wisdom of your heart. The mechanics of your overworked and overstimulated mind were what you were asked to leave behind, as this act of leaving behind was the only means by which you could allow your mind to be restful enough for it even to contemplate union or the new learning required in order to facilitate your return to union. Your return to union is your return to love, and it is accessed at the center or heart of yourself. Your mind was in need of silencing in order for you to hear the wisdom of your heart and begin your return. Now, in order to complete your return, mind and heart must work as one. You are a thinking being. This cannot be denied, nor should it be. Thus, a course that left you with an erroneous impression that relying on feeling alone would complete your learning would in actuality leave your learning incomplete. Without this treatise on the art of thought, too many of you would become muddled in your feelings and know not where to turn to explain the many riddles they would seem at times to represent. In mind and heart, joined in union, abolishes the ego. The ego mind was what was once in charge of all your thoughts. Since the ego is incapable of learning, the ego mind had to be circumvented in order for true learning to take place. This is what a course of love accomplished. This learning was accomplished in you, making you the accomplished. As the accomplished, you now are able to access universal mind. The joy that will come to you from the thoughts of a mind joined in union will be unparalleled in your experience here. You will say with a relief and joy that knows no bounds, this is what it is to experience and know the truth. This is what it is to create, for this is what it is like to think as God thinks. Where once you recognized only illusion and called it reality, the mind joined in union will now more and more recognize only truth and experience only the truly real. You can already imagine what an extensive change this will bring. And as you are still experiencing change in time without guidance, this change would be seen as quite difficult, no matter how grand its outcome, and even in spite of your recognition. At first, in mere fleeting moments, that it is a change you would welcome. Again, your willingness is called upon. Be willing now to apply the art of thought to the experience of truth. I go on to chapter 2, the art of thought, page 209. Chapter 2, the art of thought. The closing pages of A Course of Love instructed you to think no more. A break in time was needed for you to disengage the ego mind that produced the type of thinking that needs to come to an end. This ending is but a beginning in truth and has led you to readiness to learn the art of thought. We identified much for you to leave behind within the pages of A Course of Love. These many things, which seemed so distinct and separate, and which ranged from fear to struggle to effort to control and protection, can all now be seen as the product of the thoughts of your ego mind. To experience the truth and apply to that experience the thoughts of the ego mind, the same thoughts that were applied to former experiences of the truth, would be to respond to love the same way again. The questions you have asked concerning how love could be the answer when it has been preached by so many for so long are answered here. The answer lies in your response to love. To respond is to answer. You have sought your answer everywhere, but here is where it lies. It is yours to give, and can only be given to love from love. Only in giving is it received. Thus we have sought to uncover your source, to provide you access to your heart, from which all responses flow. As your heart is the source of your true self, your doubts, once removed from those of the ego mind, are the expression and extension of your true self. They are the answer of the created to the creator, the answer of the self to God. Thoughts that regarded by the ego mind were in need of being set free. Appealing to your heart was the means or cause of this freedom being accomplished in you. What was spoken of within A Course of Love as unlearning has begun and continues here. What was spoken of within A Course of Love as new learning has begun and continues here as well. The difference is that you are now ready to learn a new means of response to this unlearning and learning. That response is the art of thought. The so-called thinking of the ego mind was so tyrannical that its use throughout your lifetime deadened many of your feelings. It led you so far from the truth that you no longer trust in it. It confused the smallest issues to such a degree that it left you unable to respond purely to anything. The so-called thinking of the ego mind could be likened to chit-chat, background noise, static. So little meaning did it have that all meaning became muddled. Your only recourse to this situation in the past was focus. You thus applied your thoughts to learning subjects of specific nature. Through this focus, you believed you accomplished much. You congratulated yourself or shamed yourself when you were unable to do so. To those most skilled in this training of the ego mind, worldly rewards have long been given. These people attain degrees and skills and then further apply the discipline that they have learned by using their skills and knowledge in the world for even greater rewards. These rewards have further emphasized the importance of such focused thoughts and thus further entrenched the ego mind. To think that you could learn the truth of who you are through these same means was the fallacy that the early teaching of A Course of Love sought to dispel. But again, as was stated often throughout the course of love, an alternative exists. It did not exist when you knew not of it, and so your attempts at learning have been valiant, and there are no cause for anxiety. But now, this alternative is being revealed to you, and it does call for a change of thought so extensive that all thought as you once knew it does not. But now this alternative is being revealed to you. And it does call for a change of thought so extensive that all thought as you once knew it does need to cease. You have already begun. You have already succeeded in learning in this new way once, or you would not be here. This is your proof that you can do so again and again until the new way totally replaces the old, and the art of thought leaves behind forever the need for what the ego mind once but seemed to offer you. Welcome to those who have just joined. The thoughts of your ego mind were ruled by the nature of the body. I'm on page 210 and paragraph 210. The thoughts of your ego mind were ruled by the nature of the body. To exist as creatures whose only thoughts are of survival of the body is to exist in a lower order. The laws of the body have thus subjected you to conditions that invited the ego mind to turn its attention to existence in this lower order. It is only you who can recognize and invite the higher order, or subject yourself to its conditions.
I'm trying to get.
Pardon?
No, I don't have no problem at all.
It is only your attention. It is only your attention to the existence.
Yeah. You got no sound and I have all of it turned up. Full.
Long FaceTime video.
It is only your attention to the existence of this higher order that will reveal its laws to you. These are the laws of God, or the laws of love. The laws of God, or the laws of love, can be summarized by the simple statement of giving and receiving being one in truth. The implications of this statement are far broader than at first might seem indicated. All of these implications have been touched upon within a course of love. The most essential of these implications is that of relationship. Forgiving and receiving cannot occur without relationship. All relationship is but relationship between creator and created. The new means of thinking is referred to here as the art of thought in order to call your wholehearted attention to the continual act of creation, that is, the relationship between creator and created. Creation is but a dialogue to which you have not responded. The art of thought will free you to respond. This response needs to at first be seen in two parts. An example illustrates. To look at a sunset is to see an object, the sun. It is also to see the sky, to see the variety of colors displayed, to see the horizon. It is to see the surrounding area, perhaps to see the play of clouds among the descending rays, perhaps to feel the warmth or chill of an evening. The whole experience might include the sound of birds or traffic, the rhythm of the ocean, or the pounding of your own heart. It might be a shared experience, one in which you share the feeling of awe, inspired by this sight with one you love. It might be seen as you walk or drive, rake leaves, or gaze from an office window. It might be a deathbed vision, or the first sunset of which a young child is aware. It might be a scene taken totally for granted as you go about whatever business calls you at that hour. The sunset is a gift of God. It is what it is. This is the first part of this example. The second part is its reception. A gift has been given. What is your response? The sunset is part of your human experience. In the lower order of that experience, It speaks to your survival needs. It may signal many things, ranging from a desire to get safely home before the dark to a desire to eat an evening meal. It signals change in the natural world around you. Birds and squirrels and flowers too have a reaction to the setting of the sun. They react to what is. This is their response, an altogether lovely response of created to creator. Yet to rise above this lower order of experience is to receive and to give back. First, the sunset is experienced for what it is. It is acknowledged. It is a fact of your existence as a human being, a part of the natural world, a gift of the Creator. Secondly, it is experienced rationally. It speaks to you and you to it. It binds you to the natural world and to the present, but also to the higher world and the eternal. It binds you to all those who have and will experience the sunset by being a shared experience. It is there not for your love, but in listening to its call for a response, it becomes a gift for you that is in no way diminished by it being a gift for all. Finally, the sunset becomes, through your experience of it, an opportunity to apply the art of thought. Thus, these are the basic rules of the art of thought. First, to experience what is and to acknowledge what is, both as a fact of your existence as a human being and as a gift of the Creator. Second, to acknowledge the relationship inherent in the experience, the call for a response, and the nature of all gifts as being given to all. While this may seem somewhat elementary in relation to a sunset, its application to all areas of life will at first seem quite demanding. But what is elementary remains elementary once it is learned. To experience what is and to acknowledge what is, one must be present, present as human being. To experience what is and to acknowledge what is as being a gift of God is to be present as a divine being having a human experience. No part of being is negated. All senses and feelings of the human being are called into awareness, and yet there is also acknowledgement of the Creator behind the created. To acknowledge the relationship in the nature of the gift is to realize unity. To realize the call for a response is to hear the call to create like unto the Creator. This creating like unto the Creator may be used as a definition for the art of thought. So this ends chapter 2, and this ends the reading for this evening. I thank you, all of you who join later, whenever it's convenient for you to join in. We're one in spirit, even still. So I thank you for whenever you listen, and as many times as you listen, I thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Until next time, bye.